Alright, since the Mars Needs Moms review is taking too long again, I decided that I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So I decided to take a look at one of my most requested things of all time, food fight. You guys seem to really hate this, so I was kinda nervous checking it out. When I did though, I was utterly floored. I mean, this was actually some quality stuff. I actually decided that it was good enough to do an Admirable animation on it, and since you guys wanted me to talk about it so much, let's do this thing. So this episode of The Fairly OddParents starts with a television broadcast of an extreme cooking show, and all of the contestants have delightfully punny names.
I am your host, German chef Brad Wurst, Mexican chef Jalapeno, Japanese chef Sushi, French chef Crepe Suzette.
But Timmy's mom is the one watching it, and she thinks that she could be on that show. Unfortunately, the state of her house says otherwise. And yes, you are seeing Poof. This is actually a good post-Poof Fairly OddParents episode. And you know what? It's about as good as a Season 2 or Season 3 episode. And this was a Season 7 episode.
I don't know. That's only the third time the firemen put out her food this week. Don't let your mom hear you say that. You'll hurt her feelings.
Yeah, any flanderization that they might have seen over the years just seems to have vanished in this episode. Timmy's father has brought home takeout because of his mother's horrific cooking. The meal that she made was squid surprise casserole, which attacks Timmy. Timmy's dad yanks it off, pulls a ketchup bottle, and throws it under the table. Unfortunately, before they can finish eating their takeout, Timmy's mother comes back. To hide it, they throw that food under the table. Because Timmy's mother isn't an idiot, she takes a look to see all of the food that their mother has ever made. This, of course, hurts their mother's feelings. And it's just as over the top as it needs to be. In most of the bad Fairly OddParents episodes, they go a little bit too far when getting someone hurt or getting a specific reaction. But here, they go just far enough. It really does feel like a much earlier episode of The OddParents.
Don't make any sudden moves, Timmy. February's meatloaf is watching from the shadows.
And they actually tell a lot of funny jokes with this concept. Of course, the answer to the problem is to have Timmy wish that his mother was the best cook in the whole world. Now, this episode does feel like a rehash here and there, but that's only because it follows the formula that the original episode set up so perfectly. Fairly OddParents was not a show designed to go on forever. Timmy makes a wish for slightly selfish intentions, and at first, everything is great. They're actually pretty creative with the food visuals here. There might be a few references to Willy Wonka, but who knows. However, when Timmy gets home, it seems that his mother has turned the place into a huge fancy restaurant, and because they treated Timmy's mother so poorly earlier, she's able to get back at them by forcing them to have reservations months in advance. Because Timmy's dad wants to eat now, she allows him to eat the leftovers.
Yeah, the meatloaf, it's mutated!
I don't know how they could be so funny with disgusting food, but I am grateful. I really am. All goes well, and so the host from the cooking show from earlier comes in. He asks her to compete in his show, and if you're familiar with the rules of Fairly OddParents, magic doesn't work in a competition. Yeah, the rules get predictable after a while, but if an episode is really funny, who cares? Oh, and this also means that there's no excuse for those other episodes to forget about these rules. So, in a hurry, they all head towards the food fight competition. As soon as it begins, the magic vanishes, so Timmy's mom is on her own. They have to make a casserole, and she wants to make her squid version. And honestly, what made me actually decide to do this review, beyond it being a stupid April Fool's thing, is the ending. When the time is up, the show host goes to taste all the casseroles. She tries everyone's food, except for Timmy's mom's. They merely laugh at it because it looks so disgusting. And Timmy actually decides to take the bullet and help save her from her humiliation. Timmy claims that it looks weird, but it's probably the best in the whole world.
And to prove it, I'm gonna eat this whole thing right now.
Yeah, the heart is here too. He takes a bite and realizes that it actually tastes good. By the way, this isn't an ass pull. If you're watching this for the first time, you only realize at this point that no one actually ate the food. They had a good reason to not eat the food since it looked disgusting. It's actually a really clever twist. There are quite a few jokes in this episode that I didn't bother to mention because I don't like to spoil good comedy, but if you've been soured from Fairly OddParents recently, just know that there are a few diamonds in the rough, as it were, that are just as good, funny, and heartwarming as some of the earlier episodes. Now, what exactly do people hate about this episode? Oh, the food fight movie! No, I'm still not reviewing that. The Mars Needs Mom review, though, should be up in the next couple of days. Thank you guys for bearing with me for so long.